Live Again Fresno, LAF got started way back in 2012.
We met Richard at the Fresno Inn.
I went outside one day and there was this guy named Richard and he started handing out food to everybody.
There were this large group of kids who played in this area of a parking lot where like raw sewage drained out. And I remember pulling into this place and kind of just like trying to figure out like, what am I supposed to be doing here? When I lived out here, I was like trapped in my addiction and wrapped up in gang politics and all this stuff. And so I was thinking like, what could I possibly have to offer?
And at first I was questioning it, but he just brought Easter. You know, he brought Easter, he brought church, he brought faith and hope. And, you know, I met his whole family, and every weekend after that, like, he was there.
But really took about a year of 2 to 3 times a week, like investing a couple hours on those days, helping with homework, creating an after-school lunch program, art program, teaching kids how to play like basic chords on a guitar before folks from there actually started to trust us and believe like, oh, shoot, like he just wants to help.
Whenever we think about Parkway, we have to understand that it is a crime-impacted, high poverty, and gang-impacted area. So from that place, you are going to have this excessive amount of drug use, gang activity, domestic violence, and unfortunately, human trafficking. And the kids who are in this area are seeing this each and every day. They cannot make it even the 50 or 100 feet to a bus stop, which usually is actually more than a block to a half a block away from where they're going, without potentially being approached by a child trafficker or some other individual who is going to solicit illicit drugs or gang activity to them. This is incredible.
It was hard. I was suffering from depression from the time I was 6 years old. There was a time where I thought that I wasn't gonna make it through school. I was bullied in elementary school all the way through middle school, and then through high school I just quit.
I was living on Parkway Drive since I was 15 years old, and I barely made it out. I barely made it out December. And I know the struggle. I know what these kids go through. I know what these parents go through, and it is difficult. It's very difficult out here.
My earliest memories are from Storyland Hotel, which is the old Motel Drive district. I remember watching my mother walk up and down the dirt embankment, soliciting herself to John's. These are my earliest memories, sitting in front of a dirty, broke-down hotel, playing with a bird's nest that had fell out of a palm tree, surrounded by drug addicts. And in that, the experiences and influences we have in our life greatly begin to direct the path that we will go down, unless some other force, entity, organization, or individual steps in and begins to create a new path for us. And that's what's happening at Live Again Fresno. You have this incredible organization that has went into this degraded part of our community, and they are beginning to show children and families that there is a different lifestyle.
Just coming here changed my life completely.
Ooh, I made that!
I came here, I just started talking to everybody about how I felt, and they just encouraged me to get back on my feet, get back in school, and just try harder. And that's what I did. Now I'm back in school. I'm trying, I'm doing my best. I see a really bright future for myself. I want to help the little kids here because, like, I lived here and I know how it's like. I feel like what LAF is doing is a blessing for the community. I feel like we've helped so many people.
And to see it falling back together, see, you know, one of my daughters go from being so angry to calm, to see another one of my daughters not be able to communicate, and now she can. You can see it getting, like, life is happening now, living is happening now, hope and faith are getting instilled. So that's what I'm hoping is just to steer the next generation into a better environment for themselves. It's a privilege to be a parent partner, to be a partner to these parents, to be even part of these kids' life, to be able to pair our older kids with these younger kids and get this homework done and turned in, which means these kids' grades are going up, their IQ is going up. It feels good to give back.
Now we're at Live Again Fresno at our community space. It's important for us to be in close proximity to the community that we serve. And so every day, Monday through Friday, students, children, youth who live in this neighborhood are able to come here and get connected.
Look at my bikini.
My experience with living in Fresno around the past year has been awesome. Dr. Williams, I consider her like my second mom.
I've seen a change in her behavior, her attitude. She's trying more. She's doing amazing. And I look at her, I see me. Every little thing that somebody said something to me hurt my feelings and I was ready to fight. Sometimes being kind to people that are rude to you is a lesson, that you need to learn and they need to learn. So at this point, Sol is doing a great job of that.
Having a mentor explains that that's not all life is about. There's more to it than just banging and having a gun, and you feel me? Like, you can still do that, but there's better things in life than just that. And I feel like she was able to teach me that, and I think young kids need to understand that.
So currently there are 217 youth who are enrolled in our after-school program here. There's an average daily attendance of about 30 who show up. Mr. Leonard goes and picks up the young people from where they live at and bring them back to our community space.
The after-school program runs from 3 to 6 each day. When the kids arrive, they get a snack and free play. Team leaders like Natalie, parent partners like Alma and Mr. Leonard build relationships with the kids and encourage them. During the program, the youth learn life skills, arts, and crafts. They go to the zoo on Tuesdays, have fun Fridays, and we celebrate the kids' birthdays every month. The kids are resilient, creative, and intelligent. We strive to make this place somewhere where they could be themselves and be loved.
It feels like family simply the fact because there's sometimes we're in group and we're cooking, right? We're all cooking together, and then we sit down and then we eat the meal and then we just discuss. You feel me? To me, I never grew up having a home like that. So seeing that I could get around with kids my age or people that understand why I'm the way I am and being able to discuss it openly without getting judged, that's wonderful.
So we feel so fortunate, so blessed to be able to do this amazing work for 9, almost 10 years now. I've seen so much incredible change happen both in the community and the lives of the families and the young people that we've been able to serve. As you've already heard, there are 217 students, young people who are enrolled in an after-school program here, which is amazing. But what that means as far as like capacity inside of a building means we're getting really, really cramped, starting to bust at the seam in so many different ways. It creates a barrier, it creates a challenge. Also, our physical location creates a barrier and creates a challenge as far as accessibility for families being able to get here. Those two things together have created a challenge, which has also given us an opportunity to sit back and create a vision for the very near future. We've been able to identify some parcels of land, some vacant lots that exist in the center, right in the center of Parkside, of Jane Addams neighborhood, where we envision being able to purchase one of these plots of land and build something in this neighborhood that's more accessible on the west side of the freeway here, so that young people, when they get out of school or even on the weekends when there isn't very much for them to do in this community, that they have a safe, clean place where they can come to and get the most quality benefits in a place that they live. So here's the invitation. What we are asking, what I am asking you to please do is to consider investing time, talent, treasure in the lives of these young people. We're asking that you would pray, that you would join us in prayer. We are asking that you would contribute financially if you're able to. We would ask that your positive thoughts and your energy and all of that would be focused on the young people and on this great community here, in hopes that just as our butterfly garden in the front and our vegetable garden in the back of our property has begun to grow and flourish and produce, that your thoughts and your prayers and your investments would do the same thing in the lives of these young people and would do the even greater things in the community that we so gratefully are able to serve today.